Alright, what's up everyone? So, I want to talk about Overwatch 2. I've been playing it a lot recently. And I just want to, like, I don't know, I guess, like, talk about it, review it, maybe just, like, give my opinion. But I've been playing it a lot recently. Because it rekindled my love for Overwatch. So for a while, I've been playing Overwatch. I would get really bored and annoyed at the current state of the game because it was a lot of times just kind of stale, and they were always running multiple tanks with shields, and it became very boring. And I feel like there was no updates happening to the game, and it just kind of grew stale very quickly. Even though I played it since it came out, I played the beta. I always enjoyed Overwatch, but after a while it became very unbearable to play. But this game changed it. And it feels like they actually are listening and kind of get the idea of what the community wants. There's some things that are still a little bit iffy, like the patch that's coming out very soon isn't nerfing a hero that needs to be nerfed, but we'll see what happens. So basically, let's get into it. A lot of things have changed. First of all, if you'll notice here, it's only five heroes now instead of 6. It's 5v5, and it changes a lot because now there's only one tank, there's 2 DPS and 2 healers. Now, the tanks have also changed. Tanks feel like just big, bulky DPS. And they're all extremely fun.
My throne.
They all do their own thing, obviously, because, like they used to at Overwatch 1. But like I said, they all feel like big, heavy DPS. And the way the game is being played right now is they are DPS, but everybody's just focusing the healers and the other DPS, and then you deal with the tank last. So if you like playing tank, basically what you do now is you just, like with Ryan and stuff, like you still will be using your barrier, but a lot of what you're doing is just going in, swinging, and just being DPS. You're just big, bulky, hard to deal with DPS. And there's lots of minor changes, like here you can see with Ryan, he's got 2 fire strikes. He's got 625 HP, and like all of the tanks are more like actually tanks, but they're also just like basically, like I said, heavy DPS. They go in there and they do a lot of damage. Like for example, this one Reinhardt swing, it's still pretty good DPS, especially since there's gonna be other people swinging at the people you're shooting at or you're swinging at. It ends up being pretty insane. But there's lots of changes that happen. Many things of importance to point out though. A lot of stuns are removed. Notably, one that everybody knows about is Cassidy. So Cass now has a sticky that magnetizes to the target, and it's pretty insane. It doesn't have a very long range, so I don't know that it'll stick. It shouldn't stick to them from here. Yeah. But if you're like, for example, if you were like chasing this guy up here or like that guy, and you threw your sticky, it should theoretically just chase after them. Let's see if we can get it here. So if I it'll latch onto him, and it does a lot of damage. It does about 130 damage is what I think I heard. So, that's pretty interesting. What's some other things that I can notably point out that have certainly changed? Sombra does now does increased damage on hacks. So you hack a target, and then you do more damage to them, which is very nice. So if we shoot this Tracer regularly, that you can see, we do that, and then when she respawns, we hack her, and we absolutely shred her health bar. So those are just like some notable things that have changed. There's obviously the introduction of new heroes. So here we have Junker Queen, who does a whole kit basically focused on getting bleeds. So you have your knife here, Gracie, that applies a bleed and it heals you. And then you have Carnage, which also applies a bleed. Does pretty good damage too, and heals you as well. So like your bleeds are what you basically want to proc your bleeds, and they're gonna heal you up. And you can throw the knife. So like you can throw the knife right there, pull it through, and it will make both of them bleed. And that's her sustain is the bleed, and then you have commanding shout for like extra health, and you make your teammates give a little bit extra health, and you move faster, I believe. And then you also have your ult, which is like the rampage, and it goes forward in like a cone, hits everybody, makes them bleed, and applies anti-heal. Very nice. Next we have probably the most broken hero in Overwatch 2 right now. This is the new one, Sojourn. Basically she's got a railgun. Her left click is a projectile. So if we were to look at this guy when he spawns in, it doesn't immediately hit. But her right click is a hit scan, and it's controversial because it can one-shot any 200 HP hero at full charge. So basically you just walk over, and we'll go ahead and change the hero to like Genji, and you just look at him and you go, oh well, hold on. You look at him, and you just right click him, and he just dies. But other than that, she has a slide where you can slide and jump, and you'll get a little bit extra height. And she's got an E that's kind of like a little bit of like a area of effect. It does pretty good damage, and I think it seems like it kind of holds people in a little bit, but I might be wrong on that regard. And her ult is just basically she just keeps charging her railgun. Really fast. So. And the last is Kiriko. She's pretty interesting. Her right click actually does 120 damage if you hit him in the head. So that's pretty insane. But she's got charges. So her left click is obviously a heal, and she heals from what I heard 130. But what's actually really interesting is her E. It's called Protection Suzu, and it makes them they're immune to things right there, and it cleanses status effects such as anti-heal. And I think the Roadhog hook. She's also got the ability to do some pretty cool like rollouts. So if like there's a friendly that you want to get to that you can't, you can just teleport to them through a wall from like a 30-meter distance. And her ult, if we get it real quick, it's called the Kitsune Rush. It makes everybody attack faster and get their abilities back quicker. So so basically you just you right click and you just do like some pretty good damage. Other than that, you want to left click and you just want to keep people alive. She's pretty good. She can also wall climb. I guess I could point out she's got because she trained with the Shamadas. But yeah, let's get into the general this aspect of Overwatch 2 though. So things have changed. There's 1 tank, 2 healers. How does it feel? Well, and it's actually fun again. Not having to plow through barriers, not having to just deal with that extra player, which you notice. But the things have changed, and it's definitely a lot more fun. And everybody feels like they're playable now. Even Doomfist, even though he's extremely weak. So if you want to play Doomfist, you really have to commit to it. But I think the game is fun. I think that Blizzard is going in the right direction on it with the gameplay aspect. The new game mode push I think is fun, but I know some people don't like it. But there is one thing that I do want to talk about before I just give my full-on thing about the game. So we're gonna go back out here, and this is where things get a little bit iffy. Is the shop. So there's no longer loot boxes. Take that as you will. I think it's a loss, but there's no longer loot boxes. And basically, there's these, and you have to pay real money for this. So if you want this skin for Drunken Queen, you have to pay. You have to pay money for the tokens, which is about 20 bucks for that one skin. This is where I think the game really is at a loss. There's a battle pass as well. I think it's like $10, but still, I don't know. It's just a bit iffy. There's no levels right now. There's no levels. There's no borders or anything. So it's just battle pass levels. There's like I mean, you get the new Genji skin. It's a mythic skin where you can customize them. At the new thing, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's I don't know. But basically, I think the monetization is a big problem. But I think the gameplay is great. Like I said, every hero seems fun. They all seem like they at least make an impact. You know, your role actually feels like it's important now, and everybody like does stuff. You'll notice that May's in here right now. I don't know what's going on, but like everybody feels like they do stuff, and they feel like they actually have like an importance. Some heroes feel a little bit like they need a little bit of a buff. Some heroes severely need nerfs, but everybody feels playable, and the game is fun again. And that's basically all I want to talk about is the fact that like I'm playing Overwatch because it's been fun. It's been a great time, and then I've just been enjoying myself, and I've been wanting to get back on and play it. And it's rekindled the love that I had and the passion I had for Overwatch when I first started playing it, because now it feels new, it feels fresh, and there's just different feelings to everything, and everybody doesn't feel ridiculous. But yeah, guys, that's all I want to talk about. Obviously, if you guys are worried about it, arcade and stuff is still in here, custom games still in here, competitive, of course. But yeah, that's all, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a nice day. See ya.